Mayor Wu blasted back, saying Boston police don't wear masks and compared the actions of ICE to a neo-Nazi group.
Mayor, just to clarify, are you comparing ICE, you said, to NSC 131, the neo-Nazi group? Are you comparing them to a neo-Nazi group?
What I said is that Boston police and no police department that I know of at the local level routinely wears masks.
The Border Patrol, ICE, they know that they cannot go anywhere in this country where our people are and try to kidnap our workers, our people, and they can't do that without.
And we're back, y'all. Thank you for watching today. Go ahead and hit that like button, my people. You know that it helps us out a ton. And of course, it helps you because it helps us keep bringing you these news stories every day, people. Now, if you don't know, y'all, Los Angeles erupted in kind of a Mad Max-esque scene of craziness yesterday after ICE moved in a few days ago to arrest people working at different locations in the Los Angeles area. And then people took to the streets to protest, throw rocks, and generally just cause a lot of disturbances. Now, y'all, why is this happening? Why are we seeing the people coming out to take to the streets to try to, I guess the word would be protect those who are in the country without permission? I think it's a coordinated effort, y'all. I think it's a coordinated effort involving the leaders of certain political parties who are using this as an opportunity to score political points with their own base and also cause problems for the Trump administration, just like we saw in 2020. And I would put forth as example number one, your girl, Michelle Wu out of Boston. She's been in a back and forth with ICE officials and the rhetoric is getting heated up. Here we have her comparing ICE agents to Nazis of all people, y'all. Take a look. But before we do, y'all, make sure you take care of your money. I'm not going to make this a long one, y'all. Go to Paralegold, PARALEGOLD.com or call 844-651-8334, 844-651-8334. If you have $50,000 to $100,000 or more in your retirement, protected from inflation, protected from monetary debasement, you're about to retire. Make sure your money's still there and it's still worth something by investing at least some of it in gold. Talk to our partners at Augusta Precious Metals. Go click the link now, get the free information, and protect your precious retirement.
The U.S. attorney is attacking me for saying what Bostonians see with their own eyes.
A war of words between Boston Mayor Michelle Wu and U.S. Attorney Leah Foley. The U.S. Attorney blasting the mayor over recent comments she made about immigration enforcement.
Referring to federal agents as, quote, secret police is offensive. There are no secret police.
Last week during the WBUR festival, Mayor Wu talked with us about ICE arrests and how they're affecting communities.
People are terrified for their lives and for their neighbors, folks getting snatched off the street by secret police who are wearing masks.
Foley says federal agents are being threatened and assaulted, and that's why they're wearing masks. And she also took issue with the mayor's choice of words, calling them reckless and inflammatory.
Suggesting that federal law enforcement officers are, quote, snatching people off the streets is also false. It's offensive to the men and women who risk their lives every day to uphold the rule of law.
Mayor Wu blasted back, saying Boston police don't wear masks and compared the actions of ICE to a neo-Nazi group.
I don't know of any police department that routinely wears masks. We know that there are other groups that routinely wear masks. NSC 131 routinely wears masks.
Mayor, just to clarify, are you comparing ICE, you said, to NSC 131, the neo-Nazi group? Are you comparing them to a neo-Nazi group?
What I said is that Boston police and no police department that I know of at the local level routinely wears masks.
Well, the U.S. Attorney tonight says they will not apologize for doing their jobs and they plan to keep doing them. The mayor says ICE should be transparent and release the names of people who are arrested and why. We're live in Boston. Sharman Skiddy, WCVB News Center 5.
So what's the result of this type of rhetoric? Well, you're seeing it on your screen right now. ICE agents are going to different courthouses across the country. They're going to different immigration meetings, ceremonies. They're going all over the place, and they're arresting people for deportation. I think that's what's important to remember. People are being kicked out the country. They aren't being put in prison. Now, I imagine anybody who has committed a violent crime may be subject to prison time, but ultimately the idea is for them to be deported, right, and sent back to their home countries. So this is what we're seeing in courthouses, etc. But on a bigger scale, this is what's happening in Los Angeles, or at least it was as of yesterday. Things got so out of control that the president mobilized the National Guard. Now, why is that? Because local officials, according to the president, weren't doing enough. That would be Mayor Karen Bass. That would be Governor Gavin Newsom. No surprise there.
Now, we want to break down why the president calling for the California National Guard to step in is such a rare move, seeing as the governor of California has not requested the deployment. The president is instead invoking a rare federal law called Title 10. It's a section that allows the president to call up National Guard members to federal service during an invasion, rebellion, or if the president can't execute the law. NBC Bay Area's Marianne Favre is tracking the latest in Los Angeles, along with how Governor Newsom is responding. Marianne?
Well, tonight, Governor Gavin Newsom is responding to the president's order, calling President Trump's move inflammatory and saying it will escalate tensions amid the immigration crackdown.
Tear gas, flashbang grenades, and arrests punctuated the rallies earlier today, protesting the detention of immigrants and mass deportation by the Trump administration. Tonight, President Trump signed an order to deploy 2,000 members of the National Guard in response to the protests. Governor Newsom responded on X, saying the federal government is sowing chaos so they can have an excuse to escalate. That's not the way any civilized country behaves. More than 100 Los Angeles County Sheriff's deputies have responded to what is being called an unlawful assembly, with more than 400 protesters and increased destruction of property.
As the crowd has grown, it has become more violent. There are individuals in the crowd that have been throwing objects at the federal agents.
But protesters say they're fighting to protect immigrants' rights, even as more Border Patrol agents respond to the city of Paramount in Southern California.
The Border Patrol, ICE, they know that they cannot go anywhere in this country where our people are and try to kidnap our workers, our people, and they can't do that without an organized and fierce resistance.
As small fires erupt in the streets and a wall of responders in tactical gear stand ready to respond, U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth said in a post on X that the Defense Department is immediately mobilizing the National Guard to support federal enforcement in Los Angeles. And if violence continues, active duty Marines at Camp Pendleton are on high alert and will also be mobilized. Governor Newsom says California authorities don't need the help. Today's unrest comes one day after dozens were taken into custody across at least 3 locations in Los Angeles.
Tonight, State Senator Scott Wiener posted on social media that President Trump's move to federalize the California National Guard is a, quote, radical and dangerous escalation against California.
So the rhetoric is at an all-time high. The events out in the streets are getting more and more intense by the day. And the only thing I can think of with all of this is local officials and governors really don't have very much that they can do to help anybody in an immigration situation. They don't have any power over immigration. So there's not much they can really do without potentially running the risk of committing a federal crime themselves. So all of this to me it's like being in a school, right? And the principal is trying to help students avoid arrest from the police. Like the principal can't help you. The principal, their domain is not the law. Their domain might be inside the school, but the police officers supersede all of the principal's authority when it comes to arresting a student, right? Like the principal can't say, hey, come in this room, I'm gonna help you. The moment the principal does that, the principal's committing a crime. So all of this is like for show, and I get it, they're politicians, they have to try to seem like they're doing something. But again, they're running the risk of arrest themselves. And we've already seen that the Trump administration will not hesitate to arrest these politicians. So I want to know what y'all think, y'all. I guess the question for today would be, how do you see this ending? Okay, we have 3.5 more years of Trump, and who knows who comes next? Maybe somebody with a similar type of outlook. How do you see, where is this going? They say that up to 2,000 people are being deported every day, and a lot of people are really happy about that. And then a lot of people are upset about it. But the problem is the people upset about it are on the wrong side of the law. So let me know what y'all think. Please drop a comment down below. But before you do, please stop, hit the share button. Share this video out over email, text message, WhatsApp, Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, all of your favorite social mediums. And of course, if you're not a subscriber, please do subscribe. Even though this is originally coming out on a Sunday, I don't know what day you're watching this, but if you are thinking about your retirement, if you're looking at all of this craziness in the streets and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't know what's happening. You know how you can feel at least a little bit better? By securing your retirement, by securing your little nest egg, right? Think about gold, y'all. Gold has been around with mankind for 5,000 years. I think that's a pretty good track record. Go to Paralegold, PARALEGOLD.com, put in your information, download the report, take a look at it, and then talk to my people at Augusta Precious Metals. You can also call them at 844-651-8334. And if it's after business hours, just call and leave a message. They'll give you a call back. I want to thank y'all for watching. Love y'all, and see you back in the next one.